Gentlemen, the Cavs have just swept the Miami Heat. And they didn't just sweep them. I know game 2 looked a little funky. The Heat came back a little bit, but they demolished them. They demolished them to the point where Coach Spoelstra of the Heat said that it was embarrassing, that they came in thinking they had a chance, and we quickly diminished any thought of that. We played some of the best two-way basketball I've seen, game 3 in particular. That was some of the best ball on both sides of the ball that we've seen all year. The defense showed up like we talked about they would. I want to hear they're going to be playing the Indiana Pacers now in the Eastern Conference semifinals. But walk me through, what did you guys think of that past series? What are you expecting to come next? Noah, I believe John went first last time, so let's start with you.
Yeah, I'll say it real simply.
Oh, God.
Tyrese Halliburton, glass curtain, pockets hurting, baby Birkin. Doesn't matter. Cavs in 4. Shout out Greg Newsom for those rhymes. The Cavs are the best team in the East. It is very much simply put that the Cavs are the best team in the East. You want to know why? Because of the point differential that they whooped the ass of the Miami Heat. It is the most dominant win, the most dominant margin in Cleveland playoff history, but NBA playoff history. The Cleveland Cavaliers made an example of the Miami Heat in game 1, 2, 3, and 4. They let Miami come back a little bit in game 2. Donovan Mitchell said, not today.
That's right.
Dropped 16 points in the fourth quarter. 12 of them were from 3. He had 30 points overall. All we need to do is see Donovan Mitchell take care of business like he took care of business this last series, and Tyrese Halliburton can pack his bags, go back to whatever plane he was on, all the way over to wherever he was at for the Olympics, because I forget, was it Japan? No, it was Paris. I'm stupid.
It was, yeah.
Go all the way, can go all the way over to Japan and sit on the bench and watch LeBron be great like he did last summer, because it don't matter. Cavs in 4.
John, I want to hear from you. First of all, I do want to point out that the Heat are a well-coached team, and I know they lost Jimmy Butler. I'm seeing a lot of comments that Coach Spo has to go. Y'all are ridiculous if you think that, because he is one of the top 5 coaches in the NBA, and he's not 5. I think he's a very solid coach. But, John, give me your take.
Yeah, I agree. Pound for pound, I'd have to think about it. But pound for pound, he might be the best coach in the NBA right now. That team
that's
does
a take.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll come back to it. That wasn't the question. Listen, I love it. Coming into the playoffs, I had a couple key questions, the biggest of which was, this team has looked good in the regular season before, but can it translate to the playoffs when it matters the most? We got an unequivocal yes. And not just because one player carried us, because everybody carried us. We had bench points, we had starter points, we had guard scoring, we had big scoring. I would list the names, but we're 8 deep right now, and I don't want to go through it. You know who plays for us, but everybody from Ty Jerome all the way up to Donovan Mitchell is getting it done. The Heat didn't lay down, maybe in game 4, but the Heat didn't lay down. They were trying hard, and it's a relatively talented team. I know they missed Jimmy Butler, but the Cavs just have so much more talent that it was crazy. Now, when we look forward to Indiana, in my view, Indiana got off to a really shaky start. They were either, I think, something like 10-15 before they went on a pretty strong run to finish out the remainder of the season. So it's a bigger test. I think you got Cleveland and Boston at the top. I think Indiana is the next best team in the East. That said, to rip a little bit of Noah's bit that he did a second ago, and to rip all of Shannon Sharp's, I don't care if you got Halliburton, Tim Burton, Bert and Ernie, Cavs in 5.
I have nothing after the two of you, I gotta say. Listen,
Eric's about to jump in here and be like, it's going to be a hard-fought 7-game series. No.
The
truth.
No, I don't think that at all. Listen, the Cavs are playing the best basketball that I've maybe seen all season. They look good on offense. They look good on defense. Ty Jerome's that dude. I know we talk about it all the time, but my Lord, is he just – I mean, we talked about it. I don't even want to say these words because we're in the middle of the playoffs, but we talked about let's just trade Garland and re-sign Ty Jerome. I mean, That's how good this guy is. He shows up when you need him. We're getting what we need out of our bigs, and I think that's an important distinction. When Mobley can hit the 3 ball and opens that up, because you then have to step out and guard him, and it takes this team to a whole new level. When his game is unlocked, we're unstoppable. I'm excited. I'm not getting cocky. Tim says that they'll win it in 5. I wouldn't be surprised if they win it in 4, though. This team is on a mission, and it's very clear that Coach Atkinson and the locker room, they know what they need to do, and they're not sleeping on anything, and they're putting in the work. And I think that this team mentally has unlocked a new level from last year. I mean, it's essentially the same team, essentially. But I think they've unlocked a new level. They understand what it takes and that we still have a long way to go. And I'm here for it. I'm honestly really excited.
I have 2 keys that I want to see out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I wish I made a graphic. I should have made a graphic for this. Noah's keys to the game. Key number 1, Donovan Mitchell continues to be the star that he is. When we need him to put this team on his back, he does what he does in game 2. Key number 2 is keeping the Cavaliers together. And by the Cavaliers, I don't mean the Cleveland ones. I mean the Virginia ones. Keep Ty Jerome and DeAndre Hunter coming off of the bench, doing their thing. DeAndre Hunter averaging 13 points per game off the bench. Ty Jerome, 16.3 points off of the bench. Let them come off of this bench together and suffocate teams. They're the Pacers bench, Boston's bench, Oklahoma City's bench. Well, I won't go that far yet. They don't got nothing on us. They do not have anything on these 2 dogs from Virginia.
I will say, I know we talked about it a lot, but just so far from an interesting to watch perspective, the West has been fascinating, man.
It has.
Oh, 100%. I know we're live right now.
I had one more thought on the Cavs. Sorry to jump in there, Noah.
No, we could jump back on the Cavs as well. Real quick, I just wanted to say, I don't know what's going on with the score right now, but the fact that the Lakers might be going home after round 1, absolutely insane.
It is insane. I played devil's advocate with myself prepping for the show because a bunch of people saying Cavs in 4 and Cavs in 5. We're homers, but that's also what's going to happen because they're really good. I played devil's advocate and said if the Pacers do win more than 1 game, what will have happened? And I started looking at the rosters. There's not a lot of good options. Miles Turner or Pascal Siakam slow down our bigs. Obi Top. I'm just thinking through the roster. The only thing I can think of realistically is that in a couple of games, even though he couldn't do it for the whole series, Tyrese Halliburton was maybe the best player in that game. I don't think he's more talented than our players, but if he goes for, 40, 15, and 8 one night, is that a buzzsaw that the Cavs run into? And that's how they drop a game. But the issue with Halliburton is we all know he's great when he's at his best. He's inconsistent. And that's the reason I say Cavs in 4 or 5, because Halliburton could be that dude for a game, and then he'll score 16 points. And that ain't going to get it done.
Do you guys not remember the last time we played them in the regular season? They were playing the Cleveland Charge. Tristan Thompson was getting 30 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
The Pacers were fighting for their life to have home court advantage in that Milwaukee Bucks series. And we were ahead of them for 4 quarters, and they came back and won it at the end against the Cleveland Charge, who play at Public Hall, not Rocket Arena, Public Hall.
It's true. Cavs in 4. I love it. You're right. They did go, I think, 3-1 against us in the regular season. I dug into that a little bit. We had injuries, or it was too early or too late in the season. Like you said, they were playing the Charge. So I don't read too much into that. When you talk about a team that lost as few games or loses as few games as the Cavs did, any team giving you 3 L's is one to raise your eyebrow at. But none of them are really good samples of what the team's capable of, except the one that we won.
Guys, we shot 44% from 3 in that series. I mean, they are just clicking on a level. They held the Heat too to, I think it was max 95 points a game on average, 95.5. This team, I do wonder, was the Cavs sweep or the Thunder sweep more impressive?
Cavs, point diff.
Cavs. The point diff. It's the biggest point diff in NBA history. Not this season, not next season, not since the 30s and the 3-point line or whatever. I know the 3-point line came much later. No. The Cavs are the most impressive team, and might be me being a homer, but they are the most impressive team in the playoffs thus far.
No, I agree. And, getting that number 1 seed in the East, this is the reward now. We play a diminished Heat team. We play a Pacers team that's really not a threat. The West is different, where the Thunder are going to have to play either a Clippers or a Nuggets team that is dangerous. They have experience. They've been there. It's a tale of two cities when you look East versus West. By the way, the Lakers don't play till 10, but the Rockets are kicking the Warriors' ass right now, which will make that series 3-2. I'm just saying, another 3-1 come behind victory for the Rockets. I don't know. The West is just really, really interesting to me. Obviously, I'm watching every Cavs game, but it's better games out there right now as far as the series goes.
Yep. It's the Elite Eight of the NBA. You start off with 20 or 30 teams making the dance somehow with the one-game play-ins, and now we're down to the best, the cream of the crop, what in my mind would make for a better NBA playoffs. The play-in tournament and stuff is fun, but, the Heat would argue that the first round of the playoffs wasn't all that fun for them sneaking in as an 8 seed. There are no easy outs. Every team in this tournament that's left is very good. So nothing would, to your point, hey, your reward for OKC coming through winning the first round is potentially Denver, who won the damn finals. Like, these teams are not bad, and the Pacers are included in that. It's going to be a whole lot more of a dogfight this round than it was last round. I just don't think the Pacers have the horses.
By the way,
go ahead, Eric.
Noah likes to talk about a lesson in what he calls humbleness. I'll call it humility.
Humble pie, baby.
Tyler Hero learned real quick what it means to be the number 1 guy on a team and what it doesn't mean.
And all 4 points of them. All 4 points of them.
And whether or not you've got that dog in you, he's got the dog, but it's a chihuahua. And I hope he learned that what Jimmy Butler was able to do, and that's not to discredit, Butler wanted out of there. Take the drama aside. There's a reason Butler was number 1 in Miami, and I think he just learned that lesson real quick.
Tyler Hero would be a great number 2, but he's not a number 1.
Maybe I'm just on my bullshit for this segment because I'm feeling confident as ever after that ass whooping that I watched the other day. But you said Miami didn't have a good time in round 1. I think they had a great time. They got to pack their bags, get ready, get on a plane, and fly to Cancun. They're having a great time right now.
Fair enough. I don't think the series was fun. The post party might be.
To hear Spoelstra say that, we learned a lesson, I just didn't expect that. And it really put in perspective just how good this Cavs team is. I know, Cleveland and Cleveland media in particular can get on the negativity train. We had a couple back-to-back losses and people are like, oh no, is this the start of a slide? But this is a good team. That said, the expectation should not be a finals championship or bust. I hope it is. I hope that's what this team can achieve. And playing their best basketball, they're unbeatable. But just know, if you're out there listening, it is really hard to win a championship. Really freaking hard. So hard that we had the best player in basketball for nearly his entire career and we won 1. And what a freak performance it took to even do that. So I hope the fandom isn't let down if they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals or they lose in the finals, because what this team has done is remarkable. I think we are getting excited for they could go all the way kind of feeling, because they could. But I hope that's not the expectation.
It's funny you say that, because we had a podcast where we took the exact opposite sides, and now we've both switched roles. We had the whole every team's goal every year is to win a championship, and I said no, it's not, because some teams suck. I would say the opposite. I think given what we saw regular season, given their record, given our record against the Celtics and the Thunder being even and proving that we could compete, anything short of an NBA Finals championship would be a disappointment for this team. Maybe not colossal, maybe not blow it up and start over, maybe not hang your head and think, oh my God, how could this happen? But if what you know right now holds true and the Cavaliers do not win the NBA Finals, I think it is a little bit of a letdown.
Okay,
It is a letdown
semantics.
for sure.
Hold on, semantics, because will it be disappointing? Yes. Will they be a disappointment? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If they get wrapped up by the
semantics for
Pacers
sure.
and bag, there'll be a disappointment.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you there.
We're already looking at Boston.
Yeah, we're moving past the
am,
Pacers, buddy.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
It's
so hard to win a championship that I'm already looking forward to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay.
Well, I didn't say it's so hard to win the Eastern Conference semifinals.
You got to remember, I am a Cavs employee, and every day I wake up.
Tell us every show, buddy. We don't forget.
I know. Okay, well, listen for a second.
He played college football too.
Yes, I did. And you're a Chelsea fan, dickhead.
Now we're off the rails. Now we're back, baby.
Let's go.
We behave for our guests. Don't poke the bear. That's too good. Listen, I can't even make my joke anymore because it's not even going to hit. I was going to say I wake up every morning and size my ring finger ready for my Cavs championship ring. That's where I was going with that take, and then we just started throwing jabs. Listen, this Cavaliers team will disappoint for sure if they don't make it to the finals. Will they be a disappointment? No, they won't be. Because if you would have told me this time last year, after everything they went through, all the injuries, the loss to Boston in the second round in the semis, that this team would have 60-plus wins, would be putting belt to ass against the Miami Heat. And we're on the podcast joking about how the Pacers are a non-factor in our mind, and we're already thinking about the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already ecstatic with what this team has done this year. And I hope they can keep everybody, including Ty Jerome, together to tackle this thing for many of the coming years.
I love how we didn't swear one time for 45 minutes, and then Gina said something about knocking the shit out of the park, peaced out, and now everybody's dickhead and shitting it up. We can only keep it classy for 42 minutes. Like,
just some insider baseball. We had our pre-pro for this, and I said, guys, like, let's keep it a little classier and try to keep the swearing to a minimum. And we did a really good job. But yeah, as soon as the guest is gone, we're back to our regular.
Rip that Band-Aid off, baby. It's time to talk some Cavaliers basketball and talk about how Tyrese Halliburton needs to keep his dad in his cage for this series because Donovan Mitchell smacked him upside his head.
Gentlemen,
Halliburton's dad ain't going to be on the court for this series. I got news for you. There's not going to be a lot to celebrate for the Pacers. He's going to be in the stands.